Okay, so we have been discussing what, the first law we've been discussing this week is fiction book reports. And their fiction book report tonight will be on The Hunger Games, which is a fiction book that's set in the post-apocalyptic future, whereas it's like the year 50. It's like a way in the future. And it's something called The Hunger Games, and it's done to keep the district in order. It's a long story, though. I can't say everything, but I've read them a certain passages of the book, which I've read the intro. I've read up until the time when she was called into the Hunger, Katniss was called into the Hunger Games. And I've also read, today I'll be reading them the actual part when she goes into the arena of the Hunger Games. But before we do that, we're going to start. We've been working in English class. The grammar we've been working on is present, past, and future tenses. And the present definition of a tense is a time expressed by a verb. And that's basically easy. You can see right here it says past, present. Ooh, right behind us. Look at this. But anyways, we have present tense, which tells about something that is happening when, y'all. The present tense tells about something that is happening now. The past tells about something that happened in the past and is now over or gone. The future tells about what will happen. The simple present verb, he, she, it, verb with plural noun, subject, I, you, we, or they. I'm going to have them go through a few of them on the board, practice problems, so that when they get home on tonight, they can look back at this video if they need any guidance and see what we discussed on today. Also, on their social studies test tonight, they can use the book reports they write today in class, or the guide that they wrote, which is, y'all see that guide? The guide you wrote? No, I took it. Do I have yours? No, I don't have yours. Okay, do I have yours? Okay. Well, they can use their guides tonight in social studies, and their social studies test will consist of them just turning in their fiction book report that they're going to do in class on today. It's going to be extremely short, so if they tell you that it's short, it's probably true. All right, so let me have their test tonight will it will consist of write whether each sentence is in past, present, or future tense. Rewrite each sentence to be in the other two tenses. So they'll be given a sentence that's written in past, and they have to write it in either future, well, both future and present. Or they'll be given a sentence that's written in the future, and they have to write it in present and past. And that's basically it for their test. I think it's like 10, 15 questions. Extremely simple if you're going to listen in class. All right. Let's go. Want to go first? Hi, guys. You were going here, like Katniss. Well, actually, Katniss volunteered still. All right. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Alright, so all want you to do is write whether the sentence is in past tense, present tense, or future tense, okay? Skyscrapers compete for space on the skyline today. And if you need me to repeat the sentence, I will repeat the sentence. Skyscrapers compete for space on the skyline today. Very good. Kennedy. Again, you're just going to write whether or not the sentence is past, present, or future. Perhaps all cities will have skyscrapers someday. Perhaps all cities will have skyscrapers someday. Very good. Kwame. The first skyscraper appeared in the 1880s. The first skyscraper appeared in the 1880s. Very good. That's pretty simple, right? If you're just reading and picking out whether it's present, past, or future tense. All right, Kwame, stay up there. We're going to go backwards now. So we go Kwame, Kennedy, and Micah. I'm going to give you a sentence, okay? And you have to write both these sentences in the other sentence. The other tense that I did not write it in. So I'll write the first one. Yeah, so you're going to write the two tenses that's not. So I can't tell you what tense this sentence is written in. Write the other two tenses that it is not written in. Write the other two tenses. So you have to first of all figure out what tense is written in. What tense is that sentence written in? Good. So what tense do you need to write it in? What's the other two tenses you need to write it in if it's already written in present tense? Okay, good. Go ahead. you read both of those sentences to us and explain? Well, not just explain, but read it to us. Read both those sentences to us. And tell us which one you're reading before you read it. Turn sideways so that you can be in front of the camera. Speak up for me.
The Empire State Building stands in New York City.
Stand? Is that a word? The Empire State Building standing? Where is it? Wait, guys, help me out. What word should be there?
Was standing.
No, good.
Wait.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
The Empire State Building stood in New York City. Stood. S-T-O-O-D. Do you understand what happened there?
Yeah.
Standed is not. Stand is a word. Standed is not a word. Stand is what you call an irregular verb. When you write in past tense, spelling changes. It goes from stand to stood, like understand to understood. It changes the whole verb. So you cannot write ed behind everything. And y'all will be going through irregular verbs next week when you connect from your break. But yeah, that's you understood. Make sure when you're writing these sentences tonight, make sure you read them out loud. No one cares if they think you're crazy. You know you're not. You need to read them out loud. And this really makes sense. Because if you ever hear somebody say the Empire State Building standing in New York City, you're like, what's the word it's talking about, right? Read it out loud, not in your head. Read it out loud, okay? Read the next one out loud.
The Empire State Building will stand in New York City.
Read it again. Tell me what's wrong. No, not y'all. No.
The Empire State
Out loud.
The Empire State Building.
Now let me ask you, do you proofread your work before you turn it in? Sometimes, not all the time. You're going to have to proofread because if tonight, if you had put stand like that, it would have been counted off wrong. You would have lost a third of your points to that. Or half of it actually, if you only had to. Thanks for coming. What's another mistake? I'm trying to get through this. Let me write the first one. First, you have to identify what tense it's in, and then write the other two tenses that it's not in. Can you, so what is the first one written in? What tense is that written in? The very first that I wrote. No, the very first one that I wrote. Top one? Very good. Okay. So which means the next sentence you wrote it in underneath was, okay, which one? Fiction. Can you read it out loud for us? Very good. What's the next one?
For 40 years, this remains the world's tallest.
And what tense is that one in the last one? Very good, very good, very good. You okay? Which means that you need to really make sure that you identify, your first thing to do is identify what tense is written in. When I say identify, I'm not trying to scan through, but clearly identify, oh, this tense is this because of this. Just because you see an ED on the end of the word doesn't necessarily mean it's past. Because it could have said, for 40 years, it has remained. If I say that, what tense am I speaking in? It has remained. That's present tense, and you will learn on your assignment this weekend. It's called perfect present tense. You use has, had, or have in front of the verb. question. You need to start at the top and out loud and tell me what tense the very top one is written in.
This year, almost 2 million people will get in the future.
Okay.
The next one, this year, almost 2 million people get together. This year, almost 2 million people are getting together.
Very good. Very good. Very good, very good. Any questions? So what's the first step that you need to take if you're going to, when you're doing these? It's easy to pick out whether it's past, present, or future. That's easy. We all know that. But when you have to write the sentences over again and write it like this again, what's the first thing you need to do is to identify what?
This is past, present,
Yes, and then you will go on to write your sentence, correct?
yes.
Very good.